Civil War fans, this weekend in Quarryville, you have the chance to see live battle reenactments.
WGAL News 8's Corinne Lillis has a preview.
Well, if you're a Civil War fan or you want to learn more, this is for you. This is for everybody, all ages. You got to check it out. Going on all weekend. I'm standing in the middle of the field right now where we have living history up here. So as you can see behind me, we have some tents set up. We have some kids, all ages. We have Ulysses S. Grant over there. You can see him, some other generals as well. We're going to get some more of that later. There's a lot of reenactors here. Actually, I was told about 100. So a lot of involvement. We have the military tents down the hill as well. So a lot of different things to see. There's going to be some battles this weekend, the bagpipes on Sunday. So we have a lot to get to, but this is just kind of the overview. You can kind of see what we're working with. We have a lot to get to, the tents, show you some things. So Civil War fans, come one, come all. This is for you this weekend here in Quarryville. Coming up next, we're going to talk with someone who's in charge, and then later on, we'll head down to those military tents. Back to you.
Well, today on WGAL News 8 at 4, we're giving you a sneak preview of live Civil War battle reenactments this weekend in Quarryville, Lancaster County.
Here again is WGAL News 8's Corinne Lillis.
Well, as you can imagine, a lot of work, a lot of prep goes into making this all come together. And one of those men who's involved in this is Joel Moore. Joel, you do a lot to get ready for this. We were talking earlier. He says he's always scouting, looking for someone to be a reenactor. So what does it take? What are you doing all year to get ready for this weekend?
It is a year-long event. I visit other events where people are involved in the Civil War, and then I see if I can recruit interest from these events. And we have benefited from that this year. General Longstreet will be joining us with his entire staff encampment. And we have General Houck with the Confederate artillery as well as infantry and dismounted cavalry.
So is that something new this year?
Yes, they are both new this year. And we'll see them on the lower field. Unfortunately, Longstreet's not here yet.
That's okay. We have all weekend.
Oh, great. So up here on the upper area, we have a living history encampment, and most of the people up here are living historians who represent specific individuals. We have General Grant and
yeah, we see him right now.
Right, General Grant, Sheridan, and we will have Slocum and supposedly Greene.
So there's a lot to see, yes.
There'll be an awful lot to see. Over on this other side, we have the Invalid Corps, and they were the wounded who served back on the home front in the hospitals and so forth, and also escorted the president from time to time.
Wow. All right, Joel, we got to get talking to them. Thank you very much. Good luck this weekend. We're going to talk to some of the reenactors coming up. Don't miss it.
Well, this weekend in Quarryville, you can learn what it was like to be a soldier in the Civil War.
Here again is WGAL News 8's Corinne Lillis.
So a lot of people have questions about the food that they ate during the Civil War. So we're going to learn about that, and that's something else you can learn here. And this is Major Welch. Talk to me a little bit about that, what you have going on at Year 10.
Well, what we have here is a typical permanent camp setup for an officer staff, whether it be, regimental or battalion level, and that's, and what have you. So much of what you see here would be provided by the, by the unit's commissary. They would have, some of the stuff they would bring from home, and then of course you had the privations of the average soldier, such as hardtack and salt, salt pork and, dried out cabbage and all those other things.
Right, and we have the fire behind me, behind the camera, and I'm telling you, I'm going to come back to the station smelling like campfire, but it looks good. That's a good way to cook food. And now we've walked over Colonel Bowis.
Yes.
You are going to educate on rankings.
Yes, so I command a battalion, 1st Battalion for Bernie's Division. I'm an infantry commander, so what I do is I educate the public on our rank structure and how we form the battle line and how we position the guns, the horses, the cavalry, all the infantrymen and everything, and how we advance and fire on the field.
Wonderful. Thank you. Lot to learn. And now I'm going to walk over here. So follow me into this field. This is all the military tents. We have different guns over there, small, big. And I'm going to walk over to the big one. And this is set up. And you're not going to want to miss this because they have graciously offered me the opportunity to fire this gun.
Yes, ma'am.
So give us a little quick background before
This is a 6-pound mountain howitzer.
Okay.
They used the mountain howitzers during the war. And we've loaded this up, and we're going to let you pull the lanyard on it And,
Okay, so I need some headphones because I've heard it's loud.
well,
Thank you.
There you
And I'm
go.
going to give you the mic.
okay.
We did some trials before, so I think I've got this.
Okay. So you grab your handle and your lanyard. Crew, clear the gun. Ready? Fire!
Back to you.
Well, this weekend at the Robert Fulton Birthplace grounds in Quarryville, Lancaster County, the whole family can learn more about what it was like to fight in the Civil War.
WGAL News 8's Corinne Lillis has a sneak peek.
So now I'm going to introduce you to someone who's been doing this for decades. He says he stopped counting after 30 years of reenacting, and he's with the 8th Virginia Infantry Company. So let me introduce you to Al Avery. He's inside this little tent here. Al, the outfit, you got to explain to me. You said this, where did you get it done?
I had this jacket and uniform made for me by the quartermaster shop in Kimball, Michigan.
So Michigan. So you traveled all the way out there. Explain to me what we're looking at, what you would carry.
This is a Richmond Depot 1 jacket and pants. It came into existence in late 1861. There are no surviving jackets of the war, only photographs. So this was made for me from an existing photograph.
And you said there was only 2 photographs.
2 photographs in existence.
So was this hard to get this recreated?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And the jean cloth color was typically brown and oatmeal, which is what this is.
Mm-hmm. And you have an ancestor, right?
I do. My last name Avery, and Colonel Isaac Avery commanded the 6th North Carolina Infantry and arrived at Gettysburg day 1, was shot and killed.
Day 3.
As he was dying, he penned a note to his father in his own blood, "Tell my father I died facing the enemy." And I have a copy of that on my desk.
So this obviously means a lot to you. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. So you can come talk to him if you're headed out this weekend. Check it out, learn more. And you have to hear about the tent that he has slept in, he says, for 25 years, right? But we've had a great afternoon here. Back to you in the studio.
A special Civil War living history event is happening this weekend in Quarryville, Lancaster County.
WGAL News 8's Corinne Lillis joins us from the Robert Fulton Birthplace with a preview.
Civil War fans, or if you want to learn more about the Civil War, you have to come out here this weekend. Joel, one of the event organizers, we have a lot going on here. We have living history up here. We have the military tents. What else is going on?
All right, up here in the living history, we'll have federal generals, Confederate generals. We have boys of the Civil War. And then down on the lower ground, we're going to have the military camps from both armies and artillery as well. During the course of the weekend, there will be a battle reenactment on Saturday, another one midday on Sunday, followed by a church service on the upper area here.
And I heard some bagpipes as well.
Yes, we will have bagpipes and music of the Irish and Scotch brigades on Sunday. General Lee will be here on Sunday as well. We have President Lincoln, Grant, Lee, and multiple generals from both armies.
A lot of reenactors, almost 100, around 100, give or take. So come check it out right here in Quarryville. Back to you.
In Lancaster County, history lovers have a chance to experience what it was like to be a soldier in the Civil War. Civil War battle reenactors are staged at the Robert Fulton Birthplace grounds in Quarryville this weekend for the 4th annual Civil War Living History encampment of the 2nd Pennsylvania Cavalry. There are historians on site to teach everyone about battle lines, soldier ranks, and even reenact battles.
Bringing this education to visitors and spectators and bringing it to the forward so that they have a better understanding as a whole.
And if you missed it today, don't worry, they'll be there tomorrow from 10 to 3, and the event is free.